What's up, everybody? Grab your coffee, settle in. We've got some really interesting stories to get to, some intriguing updates, and maybe a hot take or two. Starting with the state of the AAA game industry. It seems like the AAA game space is in some kind of death spiral. We're talking about ballooning budgets that are spiraling out of control, thinning profit margins that make it hard to sustain the business, and a growing sense of customer apathy towards big titles. This toxic combination is making the AAA game industry an increasingly risky place to work. Developers are feeling the pressure, and the stakes have never been higher. Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take-Two, alludes to this, but for very different reasons of the cause. Plus, if anyone can weather the storm of what's to come, it'll be a company like Take-Two. We'll get into his comments and give our opinion on the multitude of causes of the decline. While the AAA space is seeing a decline, the indie space is rising to meet the actual demand for customers. We've got this extraordinary chart that really paints the picture. Big studios are slowly realizing that small titles are eating up their market share. No single game is responsible for this shift, obviously, but the indie space is delivering those weird and exotic flavors you just aren't getting from the AAA studios. And lastly, we also have more updates from Konami and Metal Gear Solid Delta. The voices of Snake, Eva, and Boss come together and give some behind-the-scenes stories and a look at some new footage from the game. On top of that, it's being reported that there will be more dialogue added to the reboot. Very exciting developments coming from this reboot, and all evidence points to this being a huge hit. But that's what we've got for today, with a little more sprinkled throughout. Plus, I'm joined by the brightest minds on YouTube to give their expert analysis. Welcome to the Casual Consumer live stream.
You got all that. I was just born cynical, I think.
Probably. Probably.
But that's why we need you.
Yes,
Good morning,
that's true.
everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Oh, good
Sorry
morning.
about the
Good
delay.
afternoon.
That's
right.
jeez, man. I tell you, it is a frantic race to the to the finish line every Saturday.
We're fashionably late.
Fashionably,
happens.
yes.
Yes.
Let me turn my mic down. My gosh, loud mouth over here. But so you guys, you have no idea all the stuff I have for today.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
That's good then,
Okay.
man.
Oh,
You like surprises?
oh my gosh.
I think
So-
everyone likes surprises. I don't know. Don't speak
Yeah,
for everyone.
Sometimes.
We'll find out if we like surprises here in the next 20 minutes.
Yes. So we have a few trailers to get to. So I got this one. I can't even remember. I want to say it's Exodus. Matthew McConaughey. He's narrating like the first 14 or like what is it, 7 minutes of this trailer. We're not gonna do that. As much as I love Matthew McConaughey, we're not going to hear him drone on about this game. Okay.
I mean, if you want, I could just
How
throw.
dare
I could
you.
just
I'm
throw
sorry. I love a Southern drawl as much as anyone, but
If you want, I'll just throw on my Texas twang and take care of that real quick.
right. So we're gonna get into the last little bit of this. It's just kind of the story part of the trailer. It is really freaking enthralling. It sucks you in. It's like a movie, right?
Let's check it out.
Yes. Let us do that.
You want to borrow some of my ADHD medicine?
Oh my gosh. I think so now my brain's super wired. Like I got up at what time did I get up? Around 6:30 and started like messing around on here, and now like everything is just a ball of yarn up there.
So for
I get it.
everybody else that's out there that's watching, we've been watching Fox working his ass off to get ready and just buckling down and just trying to like work. Yeah, just working his ass off. So
he
he's
really
probably,
was.
you're probably a little frazzled.
A
we
little
got
bit.
to
Yes.
we got to see the magic we never see of
Yeah,
Fox
that's true.
before
Peering
the
behind the
screen.
curtains.
Oh
Yes.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
we
Behind
got
the
that peek
scenes.
behind the curtains, and he muted us, so he couldn't hear us, but we could still hear him.
I didn't know. I just that's the
And
thing. I didn't know that.
And so
I know
we're,
what added to the humor,
he's
actually.
going through everything, and we're ad-libbing what it could be, and making comments back, and then laughing because we're like, we wonder if he can really hear us. He's
I
just
could-
that good at ignoring us.
You
I'd be really impressed.
You got
if if
unfiltered.
you could retain his focus through all of that.
Yeah.
No, probably not. What you got was the unfiltered. This is me just doodling around on a computer trying to do stuff. It's a mess.
It's a
However,
lot
was
more
awesome.
cursing than I would have expected.
oh, that's true.
See, now I'm trying to get you in trouble.
Yeah, no, I tried to censor it, but then there was someone was like, "Come on, just work with me," and yeah. But let's get to this trailer real quick.
Here we go.
She was not only brilliant, but courageous.
Oh,
Can't hear
To
it.
save her
hear it.
planet,
Can't-
she was
can't hear
willing to sacrifice everything
no.
and travel to the stars.
Let me check YouTube. See.
As a frontier world, we were barely hanging on. Desperate. We tried digging up our past to find the key to our
Works
future.
on YouTube. Well,
Max, we need to head back. There's too much interference.
Hold on. I'm getting a reading. I can't. No, wait.
yeah, YouTube. You're right.
I'm all right.
What she found that day was a miracle. It would be our salvation. And she used that ship to explore the far-flung corners of the galaxy. A traveler
This looks like
on the hunt for celestial treasure.
It's like a Normandy.
Careful, Max.
The data structure is incredibly dense. This is it.
Yeah, that's effect.
Oh, there goes the Halo vibes.
Yep.
Tom,
Oh,
stay down.
Well, is that a Gears of War vibe?
She put her life on the line to bring back artifacts to put us on the path to scientific
that looks like-
breakthroughs. She risked
that
everything,
looks like Saren.
time and
Mass
again.
Effect.
But despite her bravery,
Yeah.
eventually
Yeah,
her luck
yeah,
would
yeah.
run out.
That was a cool transition.
That was
Lucky for us,
boss.
she
Yeah.
made it home safely. While she was alive, she was too humble to speak of her adventures. But at least we, her descendants, can honor her memory. Thank you all for visiting the museum today, and safe travels tomorrow. Hey, that's off limits.
Whoa.
She was always charging headfirst into the darkness. I was always one step behind, looking for the light
Like, how'd you
switch.
get a key?
How's this still
The
alive?
Celestials hunted us down. I knew they'd keep chasing us until they ripped our ship apart.
Come on.
And I had to save her.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking Inception. That's why I said a dream in a dream. This is still that's completely different. That's good.
Inception is awesome. Oh no.
So,
I like the
led them
logo
away
there.
from this
Fox,
world.
you put in the middle. Casual consumer.
Away
That's
from
pretty
her.
cool. What's next
Yeah.
though?
We both knew the cost of using the gates. When you travel at light speed, time slows to a crawl.
Yeah.
It was only days for me, but an entire lifetime passed for her.
Oh, this poor guy. You
And
can
in
see
the
his
chaos
trauma.
of those
He's like,
final
PTSD.
moments, we never said goodbye.
Okay, I think I know this guy.
Oh, she looks like the actress from.
She is the actress from the Flash. Did you know she's like in her like mid to late 30s?
Yeah. No, I was surprised
Yeah.
at that. Yeah.
Yeah, she's a lot younger than she looks. Or she's a lot older than she looks.
All right, so that's my bad. My
That looks
bad.
amazing.
So I'm gonna go rectify this right now. However, but I've got some questions for you. How are you interested in watching this or playing this game? Are you interested in playing this game?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
to see gameplay.
Right on. Okay, so I'll show you some here in a second. Let's jump back into it.
Oh, you got gameplay too, Fox? Look at you holding out on us.
That was totally unscripted. I didn't know that.
Oh, who's that big dude?
That's me.
Dang.
No, you came down with like the two characters, and there was
I know,
like
I saw it.
big dude.
And then I thought this is a really interesting deal right here.
That gameplay does look good though, from what you just showed.
That's a good description. Most ambitious.
But
Yeah.
I wish you guys
look,
could
they got a
hear it.
little piggy.
I wish you guys could hear it.
Hello.
So basically, what they're getting into right here is they bioengineered these animals, and so they're a better companion for you.
If they throw up a cat, it's over.
Oh, Charlotte. They named
Charlotte
that pig
Flair.
Charlotte.
If they throw up a cat, it's over. I'm buying this game immediately.
Oh, that's
Pig
hilarious.
Partner. That's
So-
kind of neat.
Well, okay, so I think this is just kind of a building out the world. I don't know if you'll actually get a pig companion.
Okay, come on, you showed me a
Could
pig
you
on
imagine
screen.
you get a pig and for like the first like 20 minutes it's like oink 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 snort snort, and then all of a sudden it starts talking to you and it's
That
got
would
like
be
this
dope.
really intelligent like freaking
Wilbur.
voice. No, it wouldn't even be like that. It'd be like Scotty. Like,
Oh,
It sounds like Fraser Crane.
okay. So
it'll be Nas's tenor with Scotty's accent.
here, let me go rectify this real quick.
With our
But,
powers combined, Scotty.
Hell yeah!
but
I'm laughing. 'Cause I'm picturing it. That's what I'm laughing.
Oh,
oh,
You
there we
guys
go.
went
No,
away.
you're fine. You're fine. Boom. There we go. Okay.
There we go. Oh
now,
my goodness.
now you guys can hear it.
I
We
was
can't go back
panicked.
to it now, though.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
It sucked.
It looks really good though.
Yes,
does.
the cinematics. So I mean, even the gameplay looked like it was going to be just high end, graphically gorgeous. You know, the gameplay looked pretty good too. You'll have your different different builds. You know, you got your quick build and you got your heavy build. Looks like that's what they're going for. I'm not gonna lie, it looks pretty good, and the story is just crazy looking. It's Interstellar type. Sounds like it's going to be a little bit of Interstellar, a little bit of Halo, like you guys are saying. You
a
know,
little bit of Mass Effect.
a
Yeah.
little bit of Mass Effect, all that wrapped into one. It looks like it's going to be freaking fantastic.
I've already joined their sign up, so I get emails on it.
Oh,
right on.
Great minds think alike. I'm doing that right now
I'm
myself.
telling you, man. I've already
Their
followed their Twitter
Their
page.
website looks cool.
everything.
Yeah.
Do we have a release date for it?
They said something about December 7th being something, but
Here, hold on.
I'm too excited looking at everything right
So
now.
it is
It
called
looks-
Exodus.
yeah, it looks really good.
Become the Traveler, they say. On PS5, Xbox Series X, PC. Wizards of the Coast. Let's see. I don't think. Can you guys hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool, very cool.
I'm already jamming.
I didn't see a release date though. Here, let's go back a
Is
little
that
bit more.
PS5 exclusive?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Mm-mm.
It's just called Exodus.
Exodus. Yep. Become the Traveler. It's going to be on PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC.
Gotcha.
Yes. Okay, so now I forgot I wanted to start out the start out the stream with this because dude, I saw this and it absolutely blew me away. It was on Instagram. I was scrolling Instagram and I saw this like, oh my god, this would be perfect for the stream just because it's gaming related and it just who was it? I was listening to a podcast where it was like doctors who play video games are much better. Their dexterity, focus, and everything like that. They're better surgeons
And they're
than
problem
people,
solving.
right? Than people who don't.
I
Well,
follow a doctor on Twitter, and it's Gamer MD.
Gamer MD.
Yeah, and he is awesome. I
Right
just
on.
love that guy.
Shout out Gamer MD. For this one, we're gonna shout out Jude GamerX. I don't know if we should include the audio just because it's probably a copyright song. So, but
Probably.
we'll play it by
Probably
ear. Here, let's do this. We'll get there.
Unless you want to pause it every 4 seconds.
No.
Maybe.
Oh,
Ooh, what is this?
I don't know if I want to.
Can you hear that?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's a little loud, huh?
Okay. Oh, that is Sick.
All right. All right.
Imagine the first time doing this, you'd feel just like the baddest ass in the world.
Oh, it gets so much better.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
What game is he playing?
I don't know. And look at the guy in the lower there. He's going through like all his moves. Dude, it looks freaking crazy.
Do you think that's all manual?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, he's got his clutch right there, and he's doing that all by himself. It's freaking nuts.
I love this.
Oh my goodness. Freaking crazy.
All the park in the garage.
All the parking. Yes. So I'm wondering, like, how many times did it take him to get this right? I'm talking.
Well, clearly 3.
Yeah.
He's a virtuoso when it comes to those tools.
Oh my gosh. So shout out to Jude GamerX. This guy is a freaking nut, man.
That's
That looks
awesome.
so cool. Well done.
He'd be
well
a great
done.
surgeon.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All
Good
right,
job.
get it, boy.
He'd be a great surgeon. I want this guy. It's like,
Dude, I'm telling you right now. I admire the heck out of this guy. I can't even like stay on a track in Mario Kart.
oh my gosh. This it feels like this is. I wonder. Okay, don't try this in the real life, But if anybody's going to
See,
make
that
it
would
work,
be me. That
I think
crash
he would
right
do
there,
it.
That's me. See, right there, that's me. Not IRL, but in video games.
Oh, too crazy, too crazy.
My kid, he cracked me up. Junior is turning 16 on New
Junior.
Year's Day,
Mhm.
and I was in there watching him play GTA probably 6 months ago, and I was like, "You're never getting your license."
We all know the rules to driving in GTA, right? It's like you drive when you pick up a nice car, you drive really respectfully, you follow the rules of the road
Right.
until you get somebody dinging your bumper,
This is
and
true.
then it's
Then it's
That's
no
over.
holds
That's
barred.
adorable. You know that part
Yeah.
with the crash? That's my son the entire time.
No holds barred after you get dinged.
Yeah, right
It's like,
there. That's my kid in GTA. I'm like, dude, it was a curve. How did you do that? And they're like, but my favorite thing in GTA 5 is when he gets out that little RC race car and he's driving along on that, and I am just dying.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, which GTA game was it that had the little RC cars?
I don't know, but 5 has it
Oh
now.
man, was it San Andreas?
Oh, maybe.
Because there were missions where you had these little RC cars with bombs attached to them, and you
Yeah.
had to blow up bad
Oh,
dudes or whatever. And I think it was San
Oh,
Andreas.
yeah.
I think. Yeah, that sounds about right.
You're right.
I
sure
think
you
a
could do that
couple
in
of
the
games did it. I think it also might have been in GTA 2.
I was gonna say 3 because that rings a bell.
Might have been.
Mm.
I know they stopped doing them in 4 and 5. I don't think 5 has them at all, but
Mhm.
because they were kind of annoying.
5 does have the RCA cars, but you can drive them in 5, on them, you get in them. It's hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember them being kind of annoying because those things were slow.
Hey, Fox.
Yes.
Fox,
Yes.
since we're doing some shout outs,
Yes.
Nas hit 200 on YouTube yesterday, guys.
Oh, dude.
Oh yeah.
Woo. Thanks, everybody.
Right on.
Even Merlin just gave me a look, so he's congratulating
Yeah.
you.
He
He's
was
just
like,
being
"What took you
quiet
so
right now.
long, Mom?" But congrats,
Yeah.
Nas.
I
Congrats.
told my cat was sitting right beside me when it happened. He was sleeping. I woke him up and said, "Hey, we hit 200," and he lifted his head, didn't even look at me, and then he just put his head back down. He's like, "I don't care. I'm a cat. I want to go back to sleep." I don't know what I was expecting. I wasn't expecting him to give me a high five, but just look at me.
Just
when
a
I'm trying
little
to talk
I
to you.
know. I'm just
So
give me some eye
disrespectful.
contact.
Good night. Ugh. But always congrats. And you guys, if it happens, say it. Nas,
Heck yeah.
Scotty, GG, hey, I hit a milestone. Heck yeah, so we could all be happy,
Yeah, I'll celebrate other people's milestones. I'm not so big on celebrating my own.
Well, okay, that's fair, I guess.
That's what we're for.
That's
That's what
true.
we're
Okay.
Thank you, GG. Thank you, Gigi.
Well, keep
for
going
bringing
then.
that up.
Come on. Like nobody said stop.
Yeah,
It's
nah.
I'm kidding.
Oh yeah.
Scotty bringing out the Kool-Aid, man.
Yes.
That's it.
Oh my goodness.
Right
Now I'm
on.
just gonna be thinking about him bursting through walls all day.
Okay, so we have another trailer. I think this is our last one, maybe. Sheesh.
Maybe.
But so are you guys familiar with Stranger Things?
I am.
Yep.
Yep. I think they really hit their stride. It was one of those things that came out and it just kind of became a cultural thing. Everyone was watching Stranger Things at some point in their life when it was on. And then, dude, I gotta say, like into the later seasons, it just turned into a mess. It turned into an absolute mess. Like with The Walking Dead, you know, you can subtract like 5 seasons and keep it good. It's just whenever they get into
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I hate to say it like that. You know?
It's kind of like Game of Thrones. Like it started out good because they were following the books, and then that last season you were like, "This is crap." Because
Last 4 seasons.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, they went and experimented, man. It's like, good lord, what
Hold up.
happened?
You're not going to call that experimentation, are you? Are you talking about Game of Thrones? Or are you talking about Stranger Things?
Oh, well, I mean, Stranger Things. It was just they got too heavy into like relationships, which I don't mind. It's just it wasn't good. It just wasn't good, you know.
I liked last season. I thought the theme was pretty good.
Yeah.
But it was hard because they have such long times between filming, and then you had COVID, and so you come back and it's supposed to be like 6 months later, and they're all like 4 years older.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's something that you could explain away in a show like that.
Yeah.
You could. I mean, full disclosure, I've never watched Stranger Things. It's not really something.
Nice. Right on. All right.
Right.
Well, I mean, the whole premise was everyone have watched this as a culture phenomenon, and Nas is sitting here like, I didn't watch it.
I exist outside of time and space and culture.
Yes, I
There
love
you
it.
go.
Only engage.
You might enjoy
on
it
my
like,
own terms.
for the
I think it would.
nostalgia. I think.
Yeah, because
Oh,
that's a big thing that gets me. I'm like, oh, remember Gadzooks in the mall when we were kids?
So I don't have a shortage of things. I don't have a shortage of media that I can consume. I can
Gotcha.
consume whatever. Like I'm not limited. I don't see myself as being limited to certain TV shows, certain games, certain movies, whatever.
Mhm.
I engage with it on my own terms.
Gotcha.
Um,
Okay.
And a big part of the reason for that is because of shows like Game of Thrones, where I was invested along with everybody else that was watching that show, and then it
Oh,
just
man.
fell off of a damn cliff,
Oh my gosh.
right
did.
into just oblivion.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I generally wait for big hyped shows like that. I'll
Mhm.
wait until it's done.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's
I
why I haven't
didn't-
watched Arcane yet. I'm gonna wait till the second season's done, then I'll watch it because
Yeah.
I don't need to watch it along with everybody else. I'll just watch it on my own.
Right on.
I didn't watch Game of Thrones until they were on that break right before the last season came out.
Mm.
Like,
Damn.
so I only had to watch I only had to wait 2 months, I think,
Mhm.
for the final season to come out. So I hadn't watched anything before then, but I started to get bored. There was nothing on. I was like, fine, I'll watch it.
Oh, and Nas,
But-
I have to apologize because I have not watched Game of Thrones.
So how are you gonna
I
give me
know,
this
I'm
grief?
sorry.
He was waiting to get that in there. He's like, I haven't seen it. How am I gonna drop it?
I am.
Don't let me that hinder your discussion about it. I can still ask
Mhm.
questions.
Oh yeah. Just like if
This
you've
is
never
the last
seen
season. I think it's the last season of Stranger Things. This is the last
Yeah.
one.
They're
Probably.
filming, or I think they're
No, it is.
starting.
No,
to
it is.
film.
It's definitely the last one. I think.
Yeah.
No, it is. It
Love-
is the last season. They said they're gonna do.
Mhm.
They're gonna do a time jump, and I'm like, well, that's good because everybody's like 40 now. Like,
Yeah, I mean, did you hear Linda Hamilton's in this season?
what?
Sarah
Really?
Connor from Terminator.
Oh, what?
Wait.
That's gonna be
Yeah,
great.
that's what I heard.
I love that.
That's
I
what
love
I
it.
heard.
I'm
I don't know
ready.
what
I
her
gotta
role's
check
gonna
this
be.
out.
Yeah.
We're
I don't know
talking
if it's
Linda
gonna be-
Hamilton, right? Because there's been several Sarah Connors.
Yeah,
Yeah, Linda
Linda
Hamilton.
yeah.
the OG Sarah Connor.
Right.
Can you
on.
imagine if she appears as Sarah Connor? It's a huge plot twist. And it's
No,
actually
they
Terminator
better
timeline.
not do that. Mm-mm. was like, it's a good thing that this is the last season because it probably would drop off a cliff. I mean, it already did. Because
I think that's one of those things that it's not a bad idea on paper.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they killed it for me. It's like this last season when they introduced the big bad of the season, dude. Like the first and second season, fantastic. Then bring in the freaking big bad of you know, he used to watch all these kids, you know, he believed that power, you know, use your power to get what you want, whatever. Make that your third, fourth season, you know, dude, what? Let's get into the trailer.
Let's check this out.
Let's get into the trailer. Hopefully it's better than the show.
This looks real rough, like all caps rough.
Yeah, you could tell
It's
that
not as bad as that Attack on Titan one we saw though.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that
That's
was
awful.
yeah, that was
So
real
I mean, if you accept, like, if this is what the graphics are going to look like, do you think that would preclude you from getting into the game, getting into the story, getting into the VR, the horror aspect of it? Do you think that would stop you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Really?
the immersion is kind of
Absolutely,
broken
yes.
if it doesn't kind of like suck you in, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, that face looks very clay-like. You know.
Well,
Or
maybe, yeah,
maybe,
facial
they
animation.
made it like this so that people won't be terrified to play it. I don't know, but I hope this is concept right now.
It is rated T for teens, so I don't know if that factors into it too. If they had
Maybe.
to
Maybe.
cartoonize the violence, is that a word? Cartoonize?
Yeah, but I mean,
Cartoonification.
If I put that on a Scrabble board, would somebody like be like, "No, that's not a word"? I don't know, but you know what I mean. Like if they made it a little bit cartoonish just because of the rating.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
I
maybe
don't want
that's-
to be too critical because, like I said, I can't make a game to save my life. But
Yeah, for sure.
like, I mean,
I know.
Have you
you know what?
tried?
I have. Well,
Yeah.
have I?
Nice, shout it out.
Well, the closest I come to it, my cousin and I were like, because he built a game where you can jump over bricks, and
Okay.
to me, I thought it was the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So I looked at a line of code and whatever, maybe press enter and just that's the closest I've come to it.
That's dope.
But,
That's dope though.
But yeah, no, the game was
Further
cool.
than I've gotten.
Yeah, same.
But
Same.
this, I don't know. Like, I don't know what you all think, but when I think VR, I think I'm putting on some goggles or glasses because I've never used VR before. I've never played it, and you're meant to get a sense of realism, and I don't get realism from what I see here. If I'm honest,
Yeah.
like I won't feel part of the whole virtual reality world
Yeah.
with graphics like this. I don't think, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I don't
Go
know.
on.
I feel like this is something that, given enough time and given enough other story elements, like you got to figure when you're putting that on when you're putting on a headset, you're becoming part of that world,
Yeah.
right? So you kind of just lose sight and focus of the world that you're in, and you begin to. The question is whether or not you can accept what you're seeing as this is the world that I'm in right now. This is the world that I'm existing in right now.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I mean, for certain scenes look like a game that I'm also playing right now, Sulphur, which I've been talking nonstop about because I love it. And that game graphically is not even as good as this.
Right.
But that's fine. That's what they're going for. That's their motif. That's their style. But that game still gave me like the biggest jump scare I've ever had playing a game before. And it looks like it does. So would I be able to play this with a headset and probably still feel the effects, like still feel the what they're trying to convey. Probably.
Right on.
But that's me.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be different from person to person, like
True.
whether or not
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
suspend your disbelief to play this game in VR.
Yeah.
And I think it being in VR will give you a significant advantage over playing it on just regular console or PC.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, that's a very, very good point. For me, I just wish it. A Quiet Place? I wish they would at least went for a little bit more realism. Just because, my gosh, this is I don't know. It's just, and let me clarify though. Like with Stranger Things, it's a really good show. It's just after the second season, it just kind of went bonkers for me. And
Fell off a little bit.
yeah, and I wasn't in love with the direction they were taking the story. You know,
Is it when, because we might be thinking the same thing, is it when, I won't spoil it because Nas is going to watch it.
Oh,
but,
don't go ahead. Go ahead. Good.
you know when they're all in the lab and they got different numbers and they start introducing those numbers into the story.
I actually, okay, so I don't like the way, because you remember when she kind of ran away and she joined this group. Wasn't in love with that.
Yeah, I wasn't either. 100%. I agree. Yeah, I thought there was no need for it.
If it would have been like going straight into the last season that they had, where it's like, all these kids in here, they have numbers, and then you can kind of get the backstory of what 11 had to go through. That would have been a better, a better season to, get to the end. I think you would have held more people. But I don't know what they were trying to do with 11's character. It's like, she's all edgy now. It's like, I don't like that.
Can I ask you guys something?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Of course you can.
All right, fine. To everybody but Gigi, because apparently I'm not allowed to ask her questions. How would you think you would perceive this trailer if Stranger Things wasn't attached to it? Do you think you would be more or less interested?
I really hope that this is a concept.
I
I'm
wouldn't be
snotty
interested
with
personally.
graphics.
I wouldn't be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be interested.
Do you know what it is, Nas? Because like I know this is VR, but I think we've all played horror games. The one that comes to mind, like it's on PlayStation. Fox GG. What is it?
Silent Hill?
No, they did the remaster recently. Until Dawn, right? So that's like, that's a horror game. I don't know if this is meant to be a horror game. Obviously, Stranger Things does have some horror elements. But when I see those type of graphics, I will feel more engaged with those type of graphics because that looks, that seems to be real. And games like, there's another game on Xbox, Evil, is it Evil something? I can't remember now.
Was it the Evil Within?
That's the one. Games like that. So I'm setting that as the bar.
Yeah.
So when I see stuff like this, it's not appealing to me personally when I see it.
Right.
No, that's fair.
So yeah, if it wasn't tied to Stranger Things, that's a very good question, by the way.
Yes, it is.
I probably wouldn't have any interest in this, if I'm honest.
Right on.
We probably wouldn't even be talking about this if Stranger Things wasn't attached to it.
Well,
I don't think we would have.
I'm on the other end of that. I'm on reverse that. I think taking Stranger Things out of it, if Stranger Things didn't exist, I would absolutely love the concept, love what they're doing with that, being able to move things with your mind and all that good stuff. Seeing these freaking scary ass monsters putting their fingers on your table, it's like real, don't look under the bed stuff. But I think I would be interested. Still, the art style would fall short. I'd be like, I'll backseat game this. I won't play this myself, just because I'm not in love with how the art direction went. You know what I mean? Or just the graphics. Art direction is cool.
I can't do VR anyway. I just end up throwing up everywhere.
Gigi, I didn't ask you this question though.
I'm not talking to you.
Right on. All right.
Sorry, Gigi. Sorry. That was a good shot.
It was a good one.
Right on. Okay, so Exodus, great. Freaking Stranger Things. What do we think about Stranger Things? Would you backseat game this? Would you get this? I mean, if
I would backseat game it, but again, we already know I can't do VR. So
right on,
I'd backseat game it, but because that's kind of like that's such a big area.
Yeah.
Backseat gaming, like, because you could backseat game that you barely have any interest in, and the other end of that is I'm on the verge of playing this. So there's a lot of area in there when I consider a game backseat game worthy.
Yeah.
It doesn't really, it's not really, for a metric for me, that's not really indicative of whether or not I have much interest in it. I could have a lot or I could have a little, but it's not enough for me to go buy a VR headset.
Gotcha. Okay.
We'll put it that way.
Okay. Right on. All right. Sounds good. Well, thank you guys for bearing through that with me. I saw this like, oh, this looks so cool. They're gonna love it. And
no, that's all right. I think what's good as well is we all have different opinions.
Yeah. No, I love that. Absolutely. Love it.
Was that the last trailer, or we're gonna look at Act of Blood?
Oh yes. I've actually seen gameplay.
I was preparing.
I'll wait until you guys play the trailer.
I played the demo.
Oh,
it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Really? Golly.
Yeah.
Act of Blood. Where are you guys?
It's made by an Indonesian developer, which I thought was neat. I've never played a game developed by an Indonesian developer, but it's a lot of fun. And for everybody that was, well, you know what? Are you going to pull it up or not?
Oh shoot. Okay,
we could skip it. Like it's not a big deal.
No,
I can just.
We'll definitely do that here. Give me a second. But there was another one. It was not Act Zero. What is it? Oh, Comix Zero. And it was supposed to be like a spiritual successor to another game. And shout out to Beerus. He's the one that pointed this out to me. But what? I gotta go. There we go. Hold on. Awesome. Let's see. Where are you?
Right here.
He told me. Here, hold on. And I think I okay. This is getting off the rails now. Hold on.
Going off script.
Yeah, no kidding, right? Oh, but I'm trying to find it. Oh, here we go. Okay. So one that say don't blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, that sucks. Anyway, was it Comic Zero? That's what I said.
That's what you said. I've never heard of it. Comic Zero.
Yes. Okay. So let's get into that. This time I will turn the freaking volume on. Jeez. Freaking idiot.
Oh, Comix with an X.
Yes.
Okay.
You stop talking about yourself like that.
Yeah, let others do it for you.
I know.
That's right.
That reminds me of Undercover Brother. He's like, don't beat yourself up about it. Yeah, let us do it.
That's fantastic.
All right.
Oh, he does as well. He actually does. Yes, the silver hair. Yeah.
Their little comic book witch, pow, kick. I like that part.
These theme songs always get me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find it odd that when he makes contact with somebody, there's not really, you only see the words, you don't actually see any damage register. That would throw me off.
I do like that you see the kick, pow, bam. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I just wish it was played up more. Like
Yeah,
it was,
for sure. How are you gonna have the statue look better than the characters in the game?
Yeah.
Wow, that looks really good.
it looks interesting.
You liked it?
It does look
Yeah.
interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that I'd play it, but I would probably watch it.
I would.
Right on. right on.
See, this is where it's great. See, different opinions.
It just looks so stiff to me. Like he has.
Well, we
he
all
has,
have different likes.
But what I wanted to do is like juxtapose that to like what they were, you know, the spiritual or the original. I wanted to, you know, go through that. But Nos, we will check out the whatchamacallit.
It's interesting because this is billed as a Metroidvania Souls-like, which is similar to another game I've also played, which has the same genre. It's a 2.5D Souls-like, but I like that one a lot better from what I've seen.
Gotcha. And I mean, I have to give them that. I like the idea of cutting through the comic book frames, you know. I do like that, but dude, it just doesn't have in my opinion, it doesn't have it just looks way too stiff. Yeah. But let me
I mean, I get that.
Let me find that other.
There's a lot of different things you could do. Like you could do a little bit of screen shake on contact with the enemy, like when you hit them. And I wonder if, because there's one, I'm looking at the Steam page, and there's one section where you encounter an enemy that only looks like it's half colored in. And I'm wondering if that's something that's that really plays into the whole comic idea of it.
Well, it looks like
I have to read more about
at
this.
the beginning of the trailer, it looks like there's like an arm on there holding a pen or a pencil.
Yeah,
Like
you
they're
actually
drawing
see
it as you go. So maybe that's why it's.
You see enemies being drawn in real time, which is interesting. But I want to know how I mean, this is the frustration I have sometimes with games that talk about being like, we're a Metroidvania, but it's this theme or it's around this, and it doesn't really play into the game so much. Like another game I played, Symphonia, which is another it's a puzzle platformer, and it's centered around music. I'm like, okay, well, how does the music actually play into it? Is that just the atmosphere? Is it just what everything looks like? Everything looks like musical instruments? Or are you actually going to make music a part of the gameplay?
Yeah.
Like, are comics going to be part of the gameplay? Am I going to have to, is there going to be some sort of comic-based mechanic that I'm going to have to use to play this game? Or is it just comics are the backdrop?
Yeah.
That's what I'm always curious about. I like it when you actually integrate it into the gameplay, because that gives me something new.
Yeah.
Right? So,
so this
I don't know.
This spiritual successor. And to me, this looks way more fluid. Like the hits are more impactful. Like it just looks better to me.
Yeah, that one I think looks better. Got a Street Fighter vibe going there.
It actually feels like
was
you're
this a
hitting.
remake?
Yeah.
What we saw was a remake of an original. Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh,
I don't think it was a remake. I think it was spiritual successor means it's sort of like an unofficial remake.
right.
Right. Okay.
But what is this? What game is this?
This is Comic Zone.
Comic Zone. Okay. Interesting. I'm not familiar with this, but you're actually moving through the panels. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, kind of.
With playing as a guy that looks like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Oh my god, that's fantastic.
He does.
He does. Yeah.
Comic Zone. Okay, I'll look this one up.
Right on. All right. And so switching back and forth, let's get to what was the one? The bloodlust?
Oh, Acts of Blood.
Act of Blood, sorry. Bordello of Blood. Great movie, by the way. That was a really good movie. People slept on those. Oh wait. Ooh. All right. Well, I have it up right now. Oh, whoops. Let's go to the trailer, not a playthrough. If I can spell trailer right, but you know. It looks like it's a
Saturdays are not for spelling.
No. It looks like it's a whatchamacallit? A Steam exclusive.
Okay.
Is it? I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be coming out on other systems, but I'm not sure. I mean, this would be at home on a console for sure.
You think so? Oh, well,
If it got a publisher that could help them out with that.
yeah.
Because absolutely. And you'll see why.
Okay. I never actually watched the trailer. So here we go.
The thought of revenge is clear in my mind. Jackal is next, and tonight, it ends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Music it moves me, man.
Someone is about to kick some ass.
Superman punching a safe.
Yeah, definitely get sci-fi vibes.
What the hell are you doing here? No passing through here. I'm gonna chop you to pieces.
Not if I kill you first.
Not the
The hunt
chainsaw.
isn't over, and I won't stop until I kill them all.
Yeah.
All right.
So this is all in the demo. This trailer is based entirely off of what's available in
That's
the demo.
crazy. That looks
Which
really
it played.
freaking good.
It is a lot of fun. And you guys kept saying Sifu, which I've never played, but it reminds me of Sleeping Dogs, which
Right
people
on.
have been clamoring for
Yes.
a sequel for a long time.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I feel like this
Yes.
is a spiritual successor.
Right
to it.
on. Right on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Sleeping Dogs
Oh,
definitely.
look
need
at
a
this. Just
sequel.
getting into a little bit
100%.
of the story here. We'll let that ride.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I like this. It feels like it's mid like 2015, 2016 type graphics though. It's like like see how this jacket is just flowing for no reason. It has that feel, but it looks like a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You know.
It does.
It is.
So
I love
It's,
that music, man.
Yes.
oh yeah, the music
Like,
in the
I
game's
need that. I
nothing.
need that soundtrack.
Right on. Okay. Let's see if we can get into a
Yeah,
little bit
I
of
can
a.
see quite a few elements. I can see, is it? I'm not sure if it's Scythe or Seafood. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong as usual.
Let's get into
But
the
like
first fight here.
those fighting elements, Batman Arkham Asylum as well. Like that had like fighting combos like this. But yeah, it looks fun. I think the only thing from my perspective with these games is hopefully there's enough combos so it doesn't feel repetitive. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I find lacking so far. But this is is
yeah.
a demo.
Yeah.
In Sleeping Dogs, you can trigger different combos with different button combinations and stuff like that. Same with like Yakuza. If you've ever played any of those games before.
Yeah.
This one, not so much. You can pretty much just chain stuff together. You got a heavy, you got a light attack, and then you've got finishers when your enemy's health gets low enough.
Yeah.
Finish and then counterattack if you see an attack coming. So very, very much like Sleeping Dogs, just not doesn't have the combos yet. There's a skill that is not part of the demo.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's gonna be coming.
Or is it still in was this
I don't
like a
think there's
beta?
release date for this.
Oh, okay. So they've got more than enough time to really cook, as the kids say.
Yeah.
As the kids say.
Yeah.
Is there a release date?
Man, he's really going in. This is reminiscent of you remember when the movie came out about he had to be, what was he? Thai.
you're not gonna
He
say
was
the
Thai.
race,
He had to be Thai or something like that because he was very, very brown. He's a very brown guy, and he was trying to save his elephant. Do you remember that? He was trying to save his elephant. His elephant got stolen, and he was trying to save his elephant.
Oh, so see what you just unlocked there was like a rage mode where you become an unstoppable punching machine.
Gotcha.
But I'm not familiar with that movie.
Oh my
Rage.
goodness.
I thought you were gonna say the raid.
Actually, the raid is one of the inspirations for this.
Here, I'm gonna look that up real quick.
Yeah.
Because
That's a great movie.
It went through like 3 movies.
I've never watched it, and I want to.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
oh my god, a movie that Scotty's seen and I haven't.
I know, but the annoying thing is I don't have an Easter egg for it. But no, it's brilliant. It's if you like action, straight combos, sometimes no talking, the straight action. Yeah,
God dang it.
I do. Yeah,
you'll like it.
This was kind of like this, kind of like that too. The Protector.
I think it's on Prime. I think it's on Prime. But I know Nas isn't a Prime guy at the minute. Sorry,
no, I am. Still haven't put it yet. Oh, okay. Clarkson's Farm is going to be having a season 4, so I might stay with Prime for a little while.
Okay, all right. You gotta come and go with me for a second. Okay.
You're driving the bus, so
this is the Protector. I could have just kept it right there. Oh my gosh. The Protector. If I can press enter there. Okay, so this is when did this come out? 2005. So I was way off about the about the time, but this is, it feels like it's reminiscent of that. Like this dude just comes through it. Nothing looks like it's choreographed, right? It looks like he's just kicking ass and taking names in the most stylized way possible.
Did he say kicking ass and taking names?
Yeah,
That's funny.
He's like, here, check this.
Wait a second.
Yeah,
I've seen this trailer before.
It's freaking nuts. He was like, I came to kick ass and chew gum, and I'm all out of gum. However that goes, I can't remember.
It's a Duke Nukem reference, isn't it? Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
You need movies like these.
Yes.
You need like the high octane.
Oh, yes. They came out with like 3 of these, which was nuts.
Really?
Yes.
It's like,
what's this called?
The Protector. And this one really got me because you got the capoeira to do right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love these games because they feel like a video game. Or sorry, these movies because they feel like a video game. Like you got your low level guys, and you got your mid bosses, and then you got your big boss, and you can tell when a fight in a movie feels like a boss fight.
Yeah,
I always treat it that way when in my own mind. The only thing is there's no like save points and no like health and ammo that you get beforehand.
The dude is just.
Wait, is Jackie Chan in one of the Protectors?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
He just popped up on Google.
Maybe. I didn't see all of them. I saw the first and second one. I believe it was.
Oh, Tony Jaa. I knew I recognized that guy. Okay.
He was in Monster Hunter when he. Oh, good lord.
Oh, there might be a different movie.
Just knee to the face and then boom.
That's right.
Okay. That's how you end a trailer.
Yeah. He said you going down.
Oh yeah. God, that makes me want to watch what's that Jackie Chan movie? Rumble in the Bronx?
Oh
yes.
my
so
god.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or the Ip Man series. I love
that.
Yes.
He gets the machine gun fists, I'll call them. Though that was my favorite one. And like he open palm slaps everyone.
I just clocked. Was he on the elephants?
Yeah, the tusks. Yeah.
Whoa, that's crazy. That's wild.
Right on. All right.
Okay.
So we've seen all of the trailers.
And then some.
And then some. How about? So sorry. Let's get into some not breaking, but some interesting news. So we've got Strauss Zelnick, and he kind of has a honest moment about the AAA gaming. What he does is he kind of brings it back around to how they're preparing, their stop gates from a failing AAA industry. But this is an interview he did with, I want to say, GameIndustry.biz. And let's get over to that real quick. I love how we just keep going back and forth. I love it. But wait, let's do
Welcome
that.
to my world.
Boom. Okay, so it's further down when he talks about it. So finally, we've seen a number of AAA titles struggle in the past 2 years. Most recently, Star Wars Outlaws, which on paper seemed like a surefire hit. What are your thoughts on the challenges in the AAA space at the moment? And so his response is, I think it's hard, and it gets harder. And that's true of all entertainment business as they begin to mature. I don't know if I agree 100% with that, but the quality threshold that the consumer demands always goes up. I completely disagree with that.
No.
And that works for us because we have a 3-part strategy to be the most creative, the most innovative, and the most efficient company in the entertainment industry. If we come close to achieving those goals, then we meet the consumer where they are and where they want to be. But that's no doubt that quality demands always increase over time. Now, okay, so I disagree with that 100% because when the Dreamcast came out and I was playing Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, I thought that was the best that graphics were gonna get, and I was mind blown.
Agreed. Yeah.
And here we are now, and I was like, holy crap, dude. So it reminds me, and I know a lot of people don't like this movie, but the RoboCop reboot, it's one of my guilty pleasures. I'll just say that.
Hey, man, I like that. I like that movie.
Thank you.
I like that movie. Where's the rest of it? Where's the rest of it? I'm still waiting.
There's nothing wrong with reboots. Some people like them, some people don't.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Yeah. I thought it was really freaking good. But
likewise.
When Michael Keaton's character came out, and it's like, people don't usually know what they want until you show them. I have to agree with that because I didn't think graphics could get any better until, the PlayStation 2 came out and Metal Gear Solid 2 came out. And I was like, holy crap, dude, this is a quantum leap forward in as far as graphics go. And so I disagree with the notion that, it's we want bigger, better all the time, always. You know what I mean? That's not true. That's 100% not true.
I agree. I think there's some consumers that they're always looking for the next great thing. They always want more realistic. They always want better. And then you've got the other side where we're just like, hey, this is awesome. We're cool because we've got it. I never thought it would be better than that. I remember playing Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation 1, and I had nightmares. I look back at it now, and I'm like, why?
Yeah, right?
This isn't scary at all to me. But, I'll play the remake, and I'm just like, those lookers look way too real. I'm not going to sleep tonight, stuff like that. So yes, I do want, a quality that I'm used to now that I'm used to it. Am I looking for something to look like I'm standing right in front of you and I'm able to reach out and you're the most realistic thing on the planet? No, because I still want a video game.
Right.
You know what I mean? How they are now, I'm cool with it. It's very realistic, but you can still tell it's a video game.
Right.
And that's what I want. I don't want it to be looking like a lifelike movie.
Yeah.
Some people just want immersion.
Yes. Yeah.
And some people have an easier time getting into it than others.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yep. But I have my own imagination, and I can kind of make things, up on my own or whatever. So yes, I get that he thinks that everybody, wants bigger and better as far as graphics go, because I'm sure some people do. But however, I think it's more of, we want bigger and better as far as story, as far as mechanics, as far as, immersion.
The whole package.
Yes, we want that. We want a game we can get lost in, a story we can feel, something we have a personal connection to.
Right.
We don't want you to go back and make it look like stick figures and 8-bit. We're not asking for that. But that's what we're looking for.
Speak for yourself, Gigi.
But yeah, you remember that one detective game, and it looked like Roblox or whatever, but it was a decent looking game because the story looked good. So so this is where I'm at with all of this, right? You have Black Myth Wukong that took $45 million to make, and then you have Spider-Man 2 that took $350 million to make. In Black Myth Wukong, it had a concurrent player count of 2 million on Steam. I want to say, I think that's where it hit. So I'm gonna say that graphics, diminishing returns. Don't worry about graphics. Give us a good story. Make sure those margins aren't razor thin. I make a $300 million game. Oh, and God knows how much they spent on advertising. So. Games like Black Myth Wukong are sitting pretty. While, of course, Spider-Man 2 is sold very well, but how could you know that? What if you ran into a Concord situation where you spent $400 million and it was a dud, an absolute dud?
There's also one other thing to
Kills
consider is that you don't always know the effect how a game is received until the next one.
Very
True.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
You may not. I mean, let's
Hype
take a
is
game, for
real.
example.
Hype is real.
Like, well, hype also, but if people have already bought the game and they can't refund it because they played more than 2 hours or whatever,
Exactly.
but they're not left with a very good impression going forward, they're not going to buy the next game.
Exactly.
If you're only going to look at the sales of the current title and be like, oh, so many people bought this game, but it wasn't very well received, you're not really going to know until you publish your next one.
That's right.
I mean, you could know if you did research and focus group testing and all that stuff, but I don't know how much of that's going on. But I don't like this narrative that I'm seeing.
Sequels that suck. That's not good. Like you suddenly are like, well, this is great, and now let's do this to improve it, and you totally kill the sequel, then you kill the franchise, and then you'll get all these sales on that sequel because people are thinking it's going to be as great or better than the original. They get disappointed, and then you come out with game 3 and you're like, why didn't it sell? We spent 500,000 on this when we only spent 10,000 on the first 2,
And then on top of that, there's all there's the lack of accountability that can happen as well.
Yes.
Like Dragon Age, for example, right now you can buy it for like $20 at a GameStop. I know, for a game that came out like 2 weeks ago, that's not a good sign.
No.
And they're just, but then you've got a game like No Man's Sky, who had a terrible release and has just been killing it ever since then. I don't like this narrative that I'm seeing, and I've been seeing it a lot lately, where these CEOs, developers, people that are running these game studios are talking about the quality threshold that the customer demands is always going up. The Ubisoft CEO, what's his name, Guillermo, whatever, said exactly the same thing. Like, and it's something I've been seeing not just in games but in media in general. It's like, no, our standards are not going up. You're just failing to meet them, and you're blaming our standards.
And
you guys, and you're blaming the fans, because they're not taking the crap that you're shoveling out.
Right. And so to piggyback off what Gigi said, it's not the fans that are, demanding more. It's the companies that are slowly creeping up these how many developers they have. How many developers were on, let's say, Spider-Man 2. Sometimes you see 60 to 100 hundreds of people working on one game. You don't need that, for one. Two, how much money do you have? See, like, it's these ballooning budgets, right? It's not us. It's not the customer. It's these companies. They want to do bigger and better things. Granted, fine, whatever. But don't tell me, oh, it's because you want more and more and more. It's like, no, dude. It's not on me. You're the one who spent $350 million. Like, what? What are you talking about?
No, we asked them to spend that much money, apparently.
Exactly.
That's so stupid. Dude. It's basically that narrative allows them to just throw up their hands and be like, well, we can't meet these customer demand. They're too persnickety. Like, come on. It's not that hard.
We're not persnickety. Except for about certain things. And for those of you that don't know, I'm not being condescending. Persnickety means picky. Snooty. Whatever.
If you're gonna put this much money into a game, then you're damn right I'm gonna have high expectations of it because of the amount of money that you have put into it. If I'm going to play a game that's made by an indie developer of a team of 3, I'm going to adjust my expectations. If that game blows my socks off.
Absolutely. And you hit the nail on the head with that. If you're spending $300 million, we're expecting perfection. We're not expecting you to screw up Puerto Rican flags. Spider-Man 2.
But we didn't know about the budget until like long after. So we're going into this just expecting a good experience, right? Now the experience didn't have to cost $350 million. It just didn't. I'm sorry, but if you have Black Myth Wukong, I almost said Smith. Black Myth Wukong over here spent $45 million for a fantastic experience. The graphics look fine. They look, in my opinion, they look great. I loved them. And
watching
so much
you play
other
is
stuff.
awesome, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I got to get back into it. But if you have $45 million over here, great experience, people love it. 2 million people on Steam. came in to show it love. And then you have, you know, Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man 2 over here, $350 million, tons and tons of people working on this, advertising it, all that good stuff. It's like, dude, you don't have to spend that much money.
And the game did so well that they canceled the DLC for it.
Yeah. Yes. And they won't let you know. They won't tell you how many they sold. As a matter of fact,
no, hang on, that's not true. They will if the numbers look good.
Exactly. Yes. Yep. They will. So I haven't been on top of that. I haven't looked up how much they spent on to see how much they sold of Spider-Man 2. I haven't looked it up, but I would say it probably sold decent. But my thing is, it's like, stop blaming fans for your ballooning budgets and your encroaching, you trying to encroach upon you know, bigger and better. It's your ideas that are getting you into these situations where you're spending $400 million on a game, not us. Our expectations have been the same. Make a good game. And, you know, with the diminishing returns of the graphics, you know, where else is there? Make a good story, dude. Make a good story.
Real quick, as of April, it sold 11 million.
I wonder
Spider-Man 2
if
did?
that's...
Yeah.
Ooh.
As of April 2024, it sold 11 million.
I have to wonder if that's where what this narrative is hiding, is the fact that they can't rely on putting more, increasing the graphical fidelity of these games. So they have to rely on other things to make the games more appealing, and those are skills they don't currently have. So they're saying, oh, well, the expectations are too high.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
I don't know. It's possible. It's just seems like a smokescreen for something.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're trying to make a good looking game that's playable with a good story,
yeah,
you're not going to fail.
Imagine this with any other product.
It might fail at first, like as far as your standards go and your expectations for, you know, sales, first day sales, pre-orders, all that other stuff. Sorry, Merlin's tearing through here, guys. But it could be one of those things, like, you know, I know a lot of games that they don't do well at first, but then suddenly they just blow up.
Yeah, and that won't be, you know, the mileage will vary for all those guys.
Yeah.
You know.
But sometimes we have to wait for games because we po people. In all this expensive world that we've got going on right now. But it also could be that we're waiting to see the reception of this game because we've been burned by you people being like, hey, look, we spent $300 million. This is the greatest game ever. And get a Concorde.
What do you mean by you people?
Or a Star Wars. I mean developers.
What do you mean, you people?
No, not necessarily the developers, the people up top that are telling them what to do and giving them these budgets and telling them that they've got to make the greatest thing since freaking sliced bread and then not delivering because their expectations.
Look, I don't know where exactly the blame lies in this situation at Take-Two Interactive or at Sony or at Firewalks. I don't know exactly where the blame lies, and I don't need to. You put a product in front of me. It looks like crap. I don't want to play it. My expectations are what they are, and that's what matters to me.
Yeah.
I don't need to find where that blame is. That's your job.
Right on. Yeah, I mean all that stuff is just noise. It's white noise in the background. You know, you can ignore it, especially coming from, you know, not Strauss Zelnick, but just executives in general, just because you know who's writing those checks, who's writing the checks.
We don't need your scapegoating.
Right? Yeah. I mean, I don't care, just because it's like I didn't tell you to spend $300 million on a game, Strauss Zelnick. So my conscience is 100% clear, sir. Get your house in order. Maybe get someone in there that can
maybe find out why.
Well,
find
yeah.
out why consumers didn't like this.
Well, I mean, not only that, but they've got to get their financials in order. They have to do that.
Yeah.
They've got
but
to.
like we've been saying, like they are not actually listening to the gamers. And if they did, I feel like they would have more success than what they've been. I feel like they'd have more hits than hit miss.
Yeah.
Even though, like, how many AAA games? Because I feel like part of the problem is that there's just so many AAA games that you can have in a year that successfully. Even let's say that you've got a bunch of AAA games that are all really, really great. How many of them are allowed to be successful in a given year? Between marketing pushes and all that stuff, like how many AAA games do you think you could play in a year?
Oh, not that many. I mean, go ahead. Sorry, Knoss.
It's going to shrink. I feel like AAA is going to shrink because I don't really. If they keep going forward in the direction that they're going with these budgets being that they are, even if they don't increase, if they just stay the same, eventually that space is going to shrink. You're still going to have AAA. It's just going to be a much more exclusive space.
Yes.
There's only going to be so many. Only the cream rises to the top.
The Take-Twos of the industry. Because I mean, not only do they make good games that people want to play, I mean, online, Grand Theft Auto Online it keeps making billions of dollars, but they have the money to kind of weather whatever's going on in the AAA game space right now. Not all, Ubisoft, they're running out of cash, so I don't think there's anything that they can do to get back, but there are a bunch of Embracer Group. They have to split into like 3 portions to keep themselves afloat. You know what I mean? It's looking dire for a lot of companies out there. And okay, I will say this. Obviously, I'm super critical of these titles because I know that they can do better, and they're mismanaging IPs that I absolutely love, right? But I want to see them do well. I want to. And blaming customers is not going to do it. So, that's I kind of lash out because I feel like they need to get the point that it's not customers' fault. They need to do a better job, and it's sad. It's really sad to see. So I maybe I'm being a little overly critical, but
no. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah.
Don't ever criticize or attack your customers. It's a bad idea.
For real.
Yeah. Right on.
I don't care if you don't have to agree with everything that your customers do. You don't have to agree with anything that your customers do, but you are selling a product, and for your product to be successful, people have to buy it.
Yeah.
I am not going to buy any game from a developer that attacks any section of the gaming community, just because I think that that's unprofessional. And I don't want to buy a game from a studio that is unprofessional. Personally, it's just
it's not just
my
unprofessional. It's disrespectful. Yes, they're giving us a product. Yes, they are giving us this experience and everything like that. But at the end of the day, we're who gets back to you. We're who make you the money over what you spent.
Yes.
If you did it right.
Yeah. And
you're essentially biting the hand that feeds you. You're alienating the people that you need to buy your games, and then you wonder why nobody's buying your games.
I have doubts whether or not that they would be able to handle any criticism. And if I can't be critical of your product, you're just going to turn around and say that my expectations are too high, then I don't want to do business with you.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's how I look at games. I look at it as a business transaction.
Yeah.
You are selling a product, I am buying a product.
Oh, it is.
And,
yeah. And
if you're not good to the customers, we're not going to be good to you back.
100%. Yeah. Yep. That's how that goes. Okay. I think I wish I had like a meme of a dude just beating a dead horse. We went in. We went in on this one. We're going to switch gears. We're going to get into a absolutely beautiful chart. And that was coming courtesy of GG. Thank you, GG, for finding that article. This chart is coming courtesy of Mr. Knossig over here. Mr. Knoss.
Knoss.
And this is
the indie boss.
Yes. This is showing us how much of a gain that indies are getting on the AAA industry, right? They're giving us new and different flavors. It's a variety. What itch you got, they can scratch it in the indie space. I'm not talking about that. Get your mind out of the gutter, right? But
talking to you, Beerus.
Whatever itch you have, you can get it scratched by the indie space, and they are making significant gains, right? So let's read this chart. Global Indie Games Market Report 2024. The global indie market games market has hit new heights in 2024. Our global indie games market report 2024 offers an in-depth analysis of the indie game landscape. Discover key data, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this one is a number of games released. So it looks like we've got 13 million and 7. And out of that 13 million, 1% is a AA or a AAA game. Here we've got units sold, 504 million units sold. 58% of that is indie titles. Only 42% is AA or AAA games. So
that number alone, like that comparison between the two, number sold versus number released, is crazy to me.
Yeah, it lets you know that people are buying more indies. And here's where it kind of gets a little it's a veil here, right? So it says that game revenue 8.3 billion for indies was 48%, which is so impressive considering that, you know, you have indies out there for $10, $15, $20, right?
$3.
Yes. So the fact that it's so close to a $70, $60 game is ridiculous. It lets you know that people are buying these, they're flying off the shelves, so to speak. And these are just aren't, you know, they have they price their games at 100, you know, Ubisoft 120 something dollars, you know, and $70, while $3. It's $3. It's more grassroots is what I'm saying. It's more grassroots. People are truly interested in indie titles, right? Okay. So highlights of the report. Oh, go for it. Nice.
So, one thing I want to say, can you scroll back up a second?
Yes, sir.
I may be interpreting this wrong, and if I am, I don't care. But how I look at this is, look at how hard indie games have to work to get close to parity with the full game's revenue of AAA.
That's right.
I want to play games for the people that are working their ass off to make them, because I feel like that's going to be a better product.
Yep, and they don't even have the same marketing budgets as these.
Oh hell ones. No! I mean, part of that number, the number on units sold and full games revenue would be higher if they had the same marketing push. Not even the same marketing push, like just a little bit. Of like coordinated marketing campaigns, and were more effective.
Because all they have now is word of mouth. It's like, dude, you got to try this game. It's so amazing, and then that just it's like a wildfire.
Gamers will push stuff. If it's good. But for me, it's like you'll see these games that are like AAA quality, you know, and they've got good stuff going on.
Yes,
graphics are good, controls are good, story is good, and they're not spending crazy amounts of money. But the thing is these people care about these products.
Yes,
they want to get their game out. But we're also going to buy an indie over AAA right now because the indies are affordable.
Well, that too,
they're a good experience. But we're getting games from passionate people that aren't just a corporation trying to push the developers into doing this, and this, and trying to make a bunch of money. You've got like a whole like crew of people that are just enjoying making their game. They're doing a good product. They're trying to get their name out there and break into the industry and everything.
It's not a game that's created by committee.
Yeah, exactly. But we're getting good stuff from these indies, and that's why they're, you know, creeping up on the sales of these AAAs, because the AAA they're not caring like that.
No.
You know, it used to be make a game for the gamers and for us and for our passion, and now it's make a game for the money.
They're coasting on fumes, I think.
Exactly.
Sorry, go ahead, Scott.
And I was going to say, because Nas raised a good point, because I was looking at that first pie chart, and it seems as if the indie devs have to, well, is that 99%? Let me get my other screen. So the 99% of their games being released to get to close to a AAA game by the looks of it. So that highlights the work that's been put in.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at that number. I don't know. It just seems a bit. Is it right that it takes 99% of the effort to get close to AAAs? If that makes sense.
Is it right? What do you mean?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm just looking at. It just seems a bit
unfair?
So how I'm reading it, I'm just looking at the metrics. So are we saying if the AAA game, one AAA game out of 99 indie games, the AAA game is going to make more money? That's what I'm looking at. That
it's
pie
going to
chart
sell
like
more
that.
units, but it probably won't make as much money just because the AAA are more. They cost more for the
marketing.
consumer.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I see. I think I see what you mean. And no, it's not right, but it is what it is right now. This is just giving you an idea of what the landscape is like.
Yes. Yeah. So with the indies, there's so many different flavors out there. You have some that are really short experiences, and then you have some that are, longer experiences and things like that. So it is kind of a numbers game. They have like a lot more indies out there than AAA games. However, I will always go back to the report that's saying that 94% of people aren't playing AAA games. So what is it? 13,000? What is that? Like 130 or 1,300? I don't know. 1% of this 13,007 people aren't playing those titles. They just aren't. Just because it's not giving them what they want. I like this chart just because it is showing us that indie titles are just as important as AAA titles are. And that, you have a fraction of the budget for making the game. You have a fraction for marketing. You have, hardworking, diligent people, like maybe a dozen or less, that are working on these
Sometimes
games.
like you got games that are just solo developed.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want to see the AAA space rise back up to this. We have people, money exchanging hands like crazy, millions, hundreds of millions of dollars. You have bloated dev teams that are working on these titles on one title. You might have, like 60 to 100 people working on one title. That seems absolutely crazy to me. And then, you do have I don't know if I said the marketing budget, but the marketing budget that is ballooning how much these companies are spending. Something needs to, okay, so a question to the panel, right? What can AAA games or AAA studios learn from these indie titles? I think one thing is how to manage your money and spend it in the right places, but go ahead, sorry.
Definitely how to manage the money, but it's also that the developers are able to do their passion. They're able to create for the sole purpose of getting that game out and creating an experience for the user, for the player. And I think that that the AAA industry is losing that, because what they're doing is they're like bigger, better, badder, and we need to make this much money. If I spend 50,000 on a game, I want to make $1 million. You know what I mean? And so I'm going to focus on that instead of making this game and making it a good quality. And you can have a great quality game that ends up just not hitting the mark.
Right.
We've seen that before too. So, I mean, there's a lot that you can learn from indies, but basically it's like you need to go back to the foundation of it. You are making a game for gamers to enjoy. And when you get back to that, it's going to show in your work. And people are going to want to play that game.
I think you're right on the money, GG. Indie devs are making the games that they want to make. I don't want to speak for indie developers. They can speak for themselves, but I think they're making the games that they want to play first. If it sells really well, great. But they're not thinking, I'm going to make this indie game to make a bunch of money, because that just doesn't happen, unfortunately. As much as I would love them to succeed financially, especially with the quality of games that I've been playing, it's really good. They're good, they're solid, they're not buggy, and they're fun. I wish that they had that. But I think that's the number one lesson that they can learn. However, the whole structure of like a AAA studio would have to change to accommodate that. Because these games from AAA are made to make money, which is why they're being made by committee, and which is why they end up sucking.
I think it's creative freedom, isn't it?
Yes.
Quit cutting stuff out of the game so that you could sell it as a DLC later.
That is just that's gross, slimy big company BS right there.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah, no.
And
don't
all the
have to do
in-game,
that.
all the in-game transactions, y'all.
What they
stop
could
it.
try,
That's just
maybe
greed
for
in its
Wait
most
for
AAA
people
form.
to tell you that they want to buy this stuff. Like if people are saying, "Hey, I'd really like some skins. I'd be willing to pay money for it."
Yeah.
You know, I'd like to buy some merch. I'd like a stuffed doll of, or like a doll of my character that I created. And wait for there to be enough groundswell, enough support for your products for people to say that they want this, then offer it to them.
Right.
Yep.
what'll be
100%.
interesting is, I wonder if, so I think we mentioned this last week. So if we're looking at the charts, we could see competition as a good thing. So the AAA market can see, right, okay, the indie games are stepping up a little bit. How do we step it up? So what they could do, and it's just throwing out there, I don't know what you all think, because we all know that with AAA companies, most of the time, as everyone said, it's all about a money scheme. It's all about a money scheme. Why don't they try to flip it? Why don't they say, right, let's bring in an indie developer, let's see what they think, and let them run with it. Give them all the marketing they need for the game. Just let them run with it. If they need resources to build this, give them that, and just run with it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Because you never know. Because the indie devs, from what it looks like, is they're probably lacking resources financially, obviously,
Yes.
and marketing.
Yep.
Give them that, but let them have their own creative freedom.
Yep.
And see what happens.
That
does
you never know.
happen.
Yeah.
That does happen to an extent with publishers. Like sometimes like EA will step in as publisher and let you create your game. I don't know what the relationship is, like what they expect as the publisher, but Devolver Digital, Team 17, there's lots of indie publishers that will help you get your game marketed. It'll help you actually give you resources to help you port it to consoles and stuff like that. But I don't know if there's enough publishers out there to support indie. But while you were talking about that, Scotty, I thought, like, why don't these AAAs just make their own sub studio? You could think about how much money it takes to make one of these AAA games now. You could take a small fraction of that, and fund a AAA or fund an indie studio.
Yeah,
maybe like a couple.
Yes, I was just about to say that.
Exactly.
It's like whatever projects they're working on, pick like 5 with a $350 million budget. You can more than make their visions come to fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about was like, take your favorite indie, right? And let's say you give them a AAA budget, what they could do. You know what I mean? It seems they will blow your mind with the.
I would worry about that. Because sometimes having too big of a budget, because
that's true.
Restrictions, like especially financial restrictions, can help.
It fosters
can help
creativity.
you be creative. It fosters that creativity, right? So I would worry what would happen if you gave like I don't know, the creators of Sulphur Perfect Random, for example, the Spider-Man 2 style size budget. I don't know what they would do with it. I don't even think they would know what they would do with it.
Or let them create a proof of concepts behind the scenes. No one knows about it. Like we don't know about it.
Yeah.
Present it to whoever needs it. It needs to be presented to and say, look, here's our proof of concept with the budget you're giving us. What do you think?
You know what I would love to see? I'd love to see like what was the name of that show? I know the Canadian version, but like a Dragon's Den. For indie developers to pitch to different studios.
Yeah.
That's an idea.
That's a pretty cool idea.
Like Shark Tank.
Like, show us what you got. Show us your proof of concept, and one of these publishers will pick you up.
Oh my God! If we had the money, I would totally do that.
I wonder if something like that already exists.
We need to start making some YouTube money, and we'll start doing stuff like that, man.
I'd be all for that.
Because they got one for the singing, and they got one for like business concepts. You know what I mean? Like the Shark Tank and whatever. America's Next Top Idol or whatever, and they've got all those. But I would love to see like a gaming. Pitch me your game. Yeah. We'll see.
Show me what you've done.
Right on.
Yeah.
Occasionally on Twitter, there's like someone, like I know on November 1st, there was a hashtag pitch you a game. So
I love it.
Something like that. But basically take that idea and then have these developers present their game, what their inspirations were, who they are as a studio, why they want to make this, like all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would be all in on that.
Right on. Yeah. Me too. Oh my gosh.
I think if they can do their little indie budget, and get some of it out, you know, and some of it made, and like this is my game, but this is what it could be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I had this kind of a budget, then
to an extent there is that with like Kickstarter. You'll have like your basic funding level, and then you'll have your stretch goals, and every single time you help a developer meet a stretch goal, they're going to add more stuff to the game. They're going to add new weapons, new new areas, new zones, new bosses and stuff like that. It's kind of
imagine the games we could get if indie and AAA like pitched in together.
Sometimes they do, but I mean, it's few and far between. You know,
you'll see stuff like with Stray.
Yes.
Like, total indie game.
Yes.
It was great. It was cute. I loved the concept. I loved the fact that they weren't just like, hey, we're going to take this money that we get as an indie developer and keep it all. We're actually going to start at helping shelters with cats.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. Like they did a charity thing too. And then it got picked up, and, you know, you had PlayStation and Xbox advertising the heck out of it and stuff like that. And it was really great. It was a really successful game, but that was an indie game. You know what I mean? And to me, I'm just like, this straight up AAA right there. Like,
it was really good.
How can you have that and tell me that you need to spend $350 million to make a AAA?
Yeah, $350 million to make Star Wars Outlaws or whatever.
Yeah.
Which looks like, honestly, just
like, get out of here. Like, you're giving me a crap game for so much money and then blaming me because it sucked.
Your expectations are too high, Gigi.
Too high.
I'm sorry.
Too high, Gigi.
That's just
shame.
The thing is, though,
for shame.
That Take-Two article, I read that a little bit differently. I read that as hidden marketing saying customer expectations are high. However, we've got that covered.
Right. That's
by doing X, Y, and Z. That's how I read it, and I was like, because Take-Two, they oversee GTA, don't they? So I'm thinking, right, are you guys basically saying you should buy our game because we've got all of that covered? That's how I.
Yeah. So the way that I read it the exact same way. It was like AAA games are failing, but we have a stopgate for all of that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. We've got that sorted.
Yeah,
and this is what we're gonna do. We got 3 things to do.
Yes,
this, that, and the other.
See, every time I read that, every time I see somebody saying, "Well, the customers' expectations are too high," I'm like, "Oh, you're preparing your investors for this thing sucking, for not making the money that they expected."
Yes.
That's how I read that.
Or
it's like, you know what it is?
I'm setting your investor expectations low.
Yeah,
so
our investor expectations are too high.
Right.
You know what it is? It's like it's like when you come home when you were in school and you came home and you had a test and you did badly, right? You got like a 60 on something, whatever.
Yeah.
But you're telling your parents before you're holding the test to your test. I'm like, you know, I didn't do as well as I'd hoped. That's what it is.
Yeah. Just so you know, everyone failed the test. Everyone did.
I feel like AAA is like my dad. I would come home with 100, and he would say, "Why didn't you do better?"
Oh, jeez.
And I feel like that is the state of AAA right now.
Yeah.
I love my dad, God rest his soul, but that really used to piss me off.
Oh yeah, it pissed anyone off. So let's get into our last one. We've pretty much smoked all of these. I think there might be a little bit more to say about the indie and AAA game space. Like, obviously, you know, AAA games aren't these AAA studios aren't going under tomorrow, but they are, you know, pricing themselves out of their own industry, right? And indies are doing very well. Not all indies, but they are making some headway in the AAA game space. But let's move on to our Metal Gear. So Scotty, you're gonna love this. So they did come out and say that they are adding more dialogue to Delta, which is freaking fantastic. And we do have Snake, Eva, and Boss together talking about a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. And apparently, I didn't even know this is a big secret, but apparently the Little Mermaid played Eva in Delta.
Yeah, the chick,
I had no idea.
That voiced the Little Mermaid animated in 1989. Voiced Eva, and I didn't know it either. But I saw it the other day, and I was like, "Dude, that's wicked."
I didn't know.
I was actually about to say
in truth,
in truth,
Fox, I'll be honest. I wait to this podcast for you to tell me Metal Gear Solid news, so I try not to listen to it. I want to hear it from you live and react to it. So, yeah.
Okay.
Self-confession.
All right. No, these are my confessions. Okay.
And I said, Suzette Monet. So she's like, you know what? Let's build on that. How about Suzetta?
David
How about
Ayer.
instead of Monet? Sort of family-based, children-based, things like that. So it was actually Chris Zimmerman Salter.
Yeah.
That was our director. That she kind of sat down with me and she's like, maybe we need to change your name. So she asked me, what was your dog's name growing up? And I said, Suzette Monet. So she's like, you know what? Let's build on that. How about Suzetta? How about instead of Monet, the artist, we'll do Minet? And I was like, sounds like a deal. Yeah. But then 7 years ago at various conventions where we meet and greet with wonderful fans, somebody slipped one of these wonderful games to my table. And I said, why are you bringing me that? And he says, because you're in it. And I said, do you know my deep, dark secret? And he said, yes, I do know. I know. I said, shh, keep it quiet. And now here we are in 2024.
Yeah,
so we're doing a big reveal for our anniversary show.
Well, it's so cool because both of you, the work in this is astounding. It's one of the most, and I'm not saying this because I'm in it, but it's one of the most legendary games of all time. And so, Lori, you'd never seen what we did.
We agree with you.
No.
Until recently. Right?
Until recently. I don't even have the words for the depth of our relationship.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, and I love when Ava just doesn't know how to describe it either.
Right.
And so to watch the complexity of their relationship is just something that you can't explain. I mean, and that's what's so beautiful about the game is it's three-dimensional. They have a backstory, they have relationships. So to watch that, it really just brought me to tears.
This game
it's
was
rare
just
that I'm speechless, so
classic.
it's pretty intense. Yeah.
I put it ahead of Sons of Liberty, if I'm honest.
There she is.
Yes. You're so beautiful.
Oh my
I can't wait for this game.
Oh, I love her hair.
Yeah, it's very 70s.
Graphics.
groovy.
The
It's the
colors
60s.
are gorgeous. She loves him so much.
I know. Oh. Hug her back. Hug her.
He's not a great hugger.
Come on, hug her.
I
See, you
don't
need
know how
some
to do that,
intimacy
man.
issues. You need therapy.
See, she knows there's a special relationship.
Yeah, I think Snake is an awkward hugger.
Oh my
Look at her.
gosh.
I love it.
Hug her back. I am hugging her.
Let's go.
Get on my bike, baby.
Let's go.
Lost.
That arm
And
still
there
hurts.
she is.
Stunning.
So
Yeah, does your arm
Yeah.
still hurt?
Yeah, because you broke it.
I know. Sorry about that.
Just look
That's a
at
pounce.
Warrior.
I also love
I
how
love
she
you too
continues
because
to
I
try
care.
to fight back.
I know.
She just outclasses him with every.
I've raised
This is like
you.
the
I
last
taught
mission,
you
isn't it?
everything you know.
No, I'm gonna
Was this the
How
last
about your
mission?
suit?
I look hot.
Okay.
I'm not even wearing any Spanx there.
Amazing.
Not wearing Spanx. I just, wow.
Oh,
Ooh. No need to
great.
prove that you're virtuous. This isn't America. Of course,
Look
she's
at
trying
you.
to- Look at the bullets. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's my.
total
yeah.
destruction.
Sorry, I'm lighting
graphics.
everything
Oh my
you need on
gosh.
fire, including your heart.
Oh.
Because we obviously played it on the
facial
PS3.
I gave you
badass.
weapons. I gave you weapons. I gave you techniques. Clearly,
it
you
two?
can
Yeah, I think it was
continue the mission.
PS2.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts?
I think
That was incredible.
It's
Even
just,
better
it's
than-
epic. It's absolutely stunning,
Stunning.
and beautiful
It's
to see
so
it.
gorgeous.
Cinematic.
Goodness. Dude, okay, so that is more into Metal Gear Solid Delta. It looks freaking amazing. I love it so much.
I can't wait.
So freaking obviously Eva looking like an absolute snack over here. Right?
I'm not gonna lie to you. She did look like a snack.
Oh my god. But everyone
Snake
looks
clearly did
Look
one.
at.
but
My problem is that,
look at the
like, male
detail.
or female, why are they making video games characters so hot so that I'm sitting there like this while playing?
oh, I love it.
Oh, don't
Keep
say,
on
don't
doing
say
what
too
you're
loud. They
doing
might,
there.
they might cover
Konami.
up everything. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
They're
Right.
not gonna
Some-
cover up everything.
Look at the level of detail
Well,
they went
They're
through.
gonna give us
like
unpowerful outfits that are so thirst trappy. We're gonna be all over it regardless.
Thirsty.
it's fine. I mean, punish
If they're
me for
smart.
being thirsty. Punish. I'm totally fine with it.
Give me all the thirst traps, guys.
Yes.
I'm for it. Video game developers, male,
It's like,
female, I
oh
don't care.
no,
Give
I
me the
fall
thirst
into the
traps.
thirst trap again. But
And I'm
yes.
telling you, when I get to play as a sexy chick, that makes me feel good.
Uh-oh.
You know?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
And when I get to look at Leon Kennedy, whew, your
My
son
son
is
in the
mad.
background, he's going nuts. He's not happy.
I love it.
But I love the level of detail in all of this.
They did so good. It looks
They
amazing.
did.
I can't wait to play that. I like
Oh my
how the
gosh.
bullets were like flipping and stuff.
Yeah, it's the exact same from the original,
Yeah.
but it's scaled up to a significant degree. This is,
Yeah,
and
100%.
I hate to say this, but you know, we trash reboots a lot because like come up with something new, whatever. However, I would love to see my favorite games that were on the PlayStation 2, on the PlayStation 1, just completely redone. Keep the story exactly how it is.
Yeah.
Just upgrade the graphics. Make it so, and you got my money. You got me.
It's true.
You know,
Even if they add some new stuff, that's fine. But like we had people that were like,
just freaking gorgeous.
like with the Resident Evil remakes, they were like, we want something new, so they gave them something new with Resident Evil 3, and everybody just trashed it.
I mean,
I liked it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that point still stands. They need to create something new.
Yeah. I think with remakes, like make it better,
That's
keep
fair.
it original, give us something extra in there
Yeah.
that is going to add to the story.
Mm-hmm.
And make us happy that we're getting a new one, not just graphically, but like story wise.
I would
and we'll be good.
a 1-for-1 just with great graphics. I'm good with that.
Oh, for sure. I
I'm
would
so
be
good
all
with
over
that.
it. Like,
Yeah.
That
I mean,
always
I've
seems
got
to be a fine line, doesn't it? Like some people want their games to be remade with modern graphics, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they also want something new, and those two are exclusive to each other. You can't have both.
Right.
So what's the answer?
I'm okay
Well,
with
it's
them.
How do you appeal to both?
it's hard to
Well,
do
that's
modern graphics with what was done in 1996 or 1998
Perfect.
because
That's a great
the
point,
mechanics
Gigi. Yep.
have changed. The
Mhm.
coding has changed.
Yep.
Like, look
Final
at the
Fantasy
original
7
Laura.
Rebirth.
Yeah,
Yep.
look at the original Laura Croft. Her
Yep.
chest looked like a freaking Cybertruck. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. You
That's a perfect comparison.
things
That's
have
perfect.
changed so much that you can't do an exact one-to-one. But I
Mhm,
feel
mhm.
like they can recreate
Yeah.
a one-to-one.
Yeah.
So like, but there's going to be some changes, and nobody is going to be 100% satisfied. You're going to have the people that are hating on it because you took something and changed it. They're going to have the people that are hating on it because they added something new, or they changed a storyline, or they only made it an exact replica with modern.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to be 100% satisfied.
So then put it out to the audience. Remember when we were watching? This is probably going back like a few months. But remember when we were watching the Batman Beyond trailer that was created by the Into the Spider-Verse artistic director? You remember that?
Yeah.
Where they just created like a little teaser and people were genuinely excited about it.
Oh my god. That was
Do that. I mean, I don't know how much it would cost or how much time it would take to just put together a little tech demo.
Yeah.
And just throw it out there on social media and see how the reception is.
Yeah. That's what they did with the first Deadpool movie. They threw the concept out there and everyone was like, is this real? Turns out it was. And everyone was so hyped for it. I think if that wouldn't have done well, they wouldn't have made Deadpool. But it
You
did
know what
do
you can
well.
do?
Yeah.
Grab some indie developers, make a competition of it, give us this little concept demo of what you would like to see, throw it out on social media, get some responses, and whatever's the most popular, take it, and then whichever dev did that, bring them over and have them lead the project.
Well, they do have like game jams, so you could make this a theme for that.
Game jam.
Yeah, it's like a competition.
That sounds fantastic.
It is.
Right?
It's fruity. I'm tasting fruit. Mixed berry. Yeah. I don't know why. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Don.
Yeah.
No. I was pretty much done. But just so I understand, so this game that we're seeing the trailer, we're seeing this footage for, this is a remake?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because again, I know nothing about Metal Gear Solid.
Right.
I know like about hiding in boxes and stuff like that. That's about it. And the music is great.
That's all you need to know. That's
Yeah,
all you
yeah.
need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this story, because this is so what you're seeing now is stay with me here. So this is essentially the first game in the
timeline.
In the timeline. That's the word I was going to say.
Chronology.
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah. So Metal Gear Solid 1 was on PS1. This was on PS2. However, this is the first one in its series, and I think that's why this works even for a new audience, because they're playing literally the first game. If they haven't played it already,
play this.
Yes. 100%.
If you want to. We're not saying you should.
No, I kind of do. I mean, I wouldn't be asking that. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
If I was like hell set against it and you were telling me you should play this, I'm not going to be like, yeah, okay, fine. No. Like, I'm interested. That's why I'm asking. But this is a good place to start, and that's great.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think Gigi, you played this as well, haven't you? And Fox has as well. So we've played it. So we have our perspective. So
it's been a very long time.
Yeah. 100%. So Nas is a completely new audience. So then that'll be interesting to get his perspective if he ever does play this. That'll be quite interesting.
Yeah, I would love to. Just judging, looking at this right here, what will you expect from this game?
I have no idea.
Right on. Okay.
I mean, it looks very narrative driven, which I like, as long as the narrative is good.
Oh, it is.
The story is good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah. Okay. So what I love about this game in particular,
Fox, don't spoil.
I'm not gonna spoil.
Okay,
but
do not spoil.
What I absolutely love about this game in particular is that how they do such a good job of pulling real world events into your gameplay. It is, oh my God. Like what's going on in the real world is quintessential, or it's the most important of what's going on, of what you have to do, why he has to be in. Jeez, okay, I was going spoilers, but yes, they do such a good time, a good job at the real world and using that frame to build out their story. It's so freaking good.
Okay,
so
as long as it doesn't preach at me, I'm good.
No. It's far from that. It is a brutal.
Did you clock something, Fox? On the footage, it said Legacy Series. I wonder if this game does really well, do you think we'll get more remasters? Because me personally, I really hope they remaster the first ever Metal Gear Solid.
Me too.
From PS1.
So if it's going to go the same way that Resident Evil did, because those games did really well. So if Metal Gear Solid 3, and they're setting it up like they know that they're going to make more of these, but if it doesn't do well, obviously they won't, dump that much money into it. But if it does well, 100% yes. They are going to go.
We need the first one. Because
we know what Metal Gear Solid or the Metal Gear series looks like without Kojima. We know what it looks like. It's Metal Gear Survive, which was horrendous. Horrendous game.
It was horrible.
Yes, it was so bad, dude. So what they're going to do, because this is one of their biggest IPs, and they have to find out how to milk it, right? They've got to make money from it. So remaking old titles, perfect. Keep the story the same, because everybody loves Kojima's story. What they did with this is, even I'm in awe. I didn't know it was going to look this good,
Yeah.
So just make it look good, keep the story, keep everything intact, and people will buy it. It will fly off the shelves. I can almost guarantee that.
Just to
all right,
and make sure you release it on Steam day one. Jesus.
It is. Well, there's a Steam page for it. I've already wishlisted it.
Right on. Okay, good.
I mean, not to deviate too much, but I really hope that Kojima's credited on this.
They have to.
This is his game, really.
Yes, it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Royalties and stuff, they can discuss that themselves. But like in terms of like credit him in the game.
Yep. This is him. This is all.
He deserves the credit.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all his work.
Oh yeah. Right on. All right. Well, that's all we've got for today. I mean, anything else? This is a suggestion by Nos. Thank you, Nos. Thank you very much. What game are we playing right now? What games? I haven't been able to get.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been able to.
That's right.
Yeah, I like that. I
just started the Horizon Zero Dawn remaster.
Oh, that's right. You did say that.
But I love those games so much. Like I've been dying for a reason to play again. So I'm really enjoying it. I actually didn't start until last night, even though it came out at the end of last month because I've been so busy. But normal Fallout, Resident Evil, and all that I normally do a bit of. But yeah, I'm recording Zero Dawn right now for my channel.
Right on.
So.
Okay, that's gonna be good. That's gonna be real good. You're doing the remaster one, right?
I am doing the remaster right now, and it does include the DLC that originally came with it, Frozen Wilds, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I love the story. Even if nobody ever plays it, I think it's worth a watch because it's just a really cool story. So.
Right on.
What about you guys?
I'm still trying to work my way through, whatchamacallit, Black Myth. Yeah, I'm still trying to work. So I'm still running into that thing where, if I'm not streaming it, I'm not playing it, right?
Oh, that's the worst.
So that's where I'm at right now, and I haven't been able to carve out any time for that. So, as far as games that look like they're going to be really freaking good, I've been keeping an eye, but I'm just going to Google real quick. And I would like to hear the panels. What games are you looking forward to coming out? So what games are you playing right now? And what games is like maybe a day one buy for you?
Oh, that's...
It could be indie.
Of course.
Well, I mean, I'm still waiting to be able to get Silent Hill 2 because we know I love my horror games.
Gotcha.
But I can't wait for the Metal Gear to come out. Oh my god.
Yes, that's the day one buy.
Yeah, that one would be a day one buy for me. I know, what was it? What game were we talking about a few weeks back? Hell Is Us.
Oh yes, that looks so good.
I really want to check that one out for sure.
That's the day one buy. Oh, when? Whoops, Heck Is Us, huh? All right.
I feel like that would be a comedy game.
The double hockey
spin-off. It's like Scary Movie. The Scary Movie movies off of Scream. The parody game.
Yeah. When is the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection coming out? Is that what we just looked at? Was volume 1 of that, or
no? The remaster collection. They're different. They're separate. They don't. It's not as extensive as what they did with Metal Gear Solid Delta. Delta's a whole other thing that they're doing.
Delta is looking. I can't wait.
Me either. I'm looking. So Hell Is Us. When is the release? You know what? Let me just pop that into Google. Release date. There we go. There you go. 2025. No. It's just sometime in 2025 for Hell Is Us.
Gotcha.
Ooh, South of Midnight.
Exodus is gonna be. That's gonna be one I'm buying.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. So
yes,
the only live service game that I play is Brawlhalla, but I wouldn't mind dumping a bit of time. My son would absolutely love that too. My girls would too. My girls. So we play a lot of the zombies with Black Ops 2, and my oldest girl, she's been like, I want to play too, and I'm like, sweetheart, it's kind of brutal. And we've been watching a lot of The Walking Dead too, and it's been giving them nightmares. It's like, you don't want none of this. You don't want none of this. Trust me. Goodness gracious. But South of Midnight, that's sometime in 2025. It doesn't have like a set in stone release date. So those are two very good ones. South of Midnight, Hell Is Us. Those are two that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Let's do 2025 releases. 5 game releases.
While we're doing that, Scotty, what are you currently playing?
Yes.
I'm still playing. Well, I haven't had time to play games this week, but it's still Judgment, the game I told you about in the Yakuza universe.
Oh yeah.
I'm aiming to get that done. I'm going to do a review on it as well. At some point, it will get done. But there was a game which I completed last month, Sifu. We were just discussing it.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually completed it. And I think there's different endings, but I got one ending.
Yeah,
so
I want to say it's
plan
2.
to do I think there's more than that.
Is it?
I think there's more.
What?
Yeah, there's more. Yeah,
Get out, dude.
So I'm going to try and get a review on that. I think I told you guys I'm just going to review games I complete now and just say what I think. And
Yeah.
whatnot. But in terms of the roadmap, it's difficult. My mindset is not buying games at the minute. On the day of release, because I've got too many games in the backlog. So one game I want to start playing, or at least play afterwards, is Dishonored.
Okay.
Obviously we heard good things about it. Nas especially raved about it.
Yes.
So if Nas has raved about it, then it's good.
Oh yeah.
But if I were to pick a game, it would either be Metal Gear Solid or Gears of War. But I don't know if Gears of War is 2025. I think that might be.
That one might be. It might be 2026. Let's see. Gears of War. What is
there isn't. I mean, I don't know. There isn't really a game that stands out to me. Black Myth Wukong is probably a game I'd look into. But yeah, I mean, going forward from a roadmap perspective, I don't think there's much for me at the minute.
Yeah,
but that could change.
Right on.
Nas, yourself?
So what I'm currently playing, well, I'm playing Sulphur, which I've talked about many times. I love this game. It's funny and cute and weird and silly and brutal all in one. And it's still this weird combination of things. And it's a game that I've been playing. I've been progressing through the game on stream, and I'm probably going to curse myself for this. I haven't died on stream yet. I've come really close, because that game can just lull you into just this relaxed state where you think you're safe, nothing going on. You turn the corner and there's a bad guy. But wait, behind him, there's like 40 other bad guys. And they move really quickly, and they take huge chunks out of your health bar. It's so easy to die in that game. So I'm running around a lot of times like a crazy chicken with its head cut off.
Yeah.
Just trying to like eat all the food I can so I can regain my health. It's wild and crazy.
That's like me in every Legend of Zelda game.
Right on.
Hang on a second.
By the way, your 15 minutes to beat Mega Man on your Mega Man Monday Twitch stream was awesome. He was so never mind.
Keep going into those
minutes to beat it. We did it in 15. What should I do for the rest of the time? It was so awesome.
I know what we'll do. We'll restart the game, try to get the good ending, and we'll give everybody a New York monster accent while we're at it.
That's right. He did fantastic.
Here, hold on. Wait. Well, I got to bring this up real quick. Have you guys actually looked at the concept stuff? I'm not even sure if it's concept. I think it's going in game from Liquid Sword. Was it? Yeah.
Oh, you mentioned this before.
I know I'm about to bring the stream down, but I just saw that Tony Todd passed away.
Yeah,
he was the guy that played Candyman and all that. And
Candyman.
I just wanted to shout out condolences to all his family, friends, and
Candyman put me off scary movies.
Candyman scared the Jesus out of me in 1992. Oh man! Of course, I was still real little then, so I was just like, no.
See, I only remember him as Commander Kern from Star Trek: The Next Generation as Worf's brother.
There you go.
He also played an older Jake Sisko in Deep Space Nine, in like a future world or whatever. That's how I know him. But that voice, my God, that voice. I love that voice.
His voice, yes.
I'm known from Final Destination.
Yeah, he was in Final Destination.
Yeah.
I want to say here is, just real quick, these are some concepts from the game. These is supposed to be like, it looks like a 1920s, 1930s aesthetic, you know? It looks like it's based in New York or Chicago, I think they've mentioned. And what they're going for is a mafia type feel, you know? So you know, so this looks like it's going to be freaking fantastic. I can't wait till this comes out.
That looks awesome.
Yeah. So that's why I want him on so bad.
You're talking like Mafia the game? Mafia?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I love that game.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a game that you want to talk about a remaster done perfectly?
Yeah.
Mafia.
Yeah.
It is
Mafia.
First
so
two.
good.
First two. First two.
Oh yeah. I never
Third
played
one.
the third one.
Well,
I haven't played it, but the
started
first
it, but
the remaster does such an amazing job of making the city look kind of like this. So
Yeah.
well, I was a new fan to Mafia. I never played the original, so I
Mm.
played the remastered ones.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great. The story was brilliant.
Right on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Both of them.
you played the second one. So okay, we'll talk about it later because I don't want to spoil anything for anybody.
Yeah,
There was one mission in the second one where it's just like, oh, now it all makes sense.
I wonder which one that was. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Right
We'll
on.
talk about it.
All right.
Yeah.
Right on. I think this is a good place to call it for today. You know,
And see, the tail just popped up, the guest star, so
Right
we're
on.
good. He
All
said
right.
we can go.
So Nos, and so this is gonna be new too. Nos, tell everyone where to find you, because I'm just gonna screw it up.
I'm right here.
On Twitch and YouTube.
I'm on Twitch. I'm on the YouTube.
The YouTube.
And a little bit of Reddit, but only for indie games.
Right
really.
on. Okay.
But yeah, just trying to find all the indie games and spot the good ones so I can bring them to everybody's attention.
Right on. Very cool. GG.
I do have a Twitch, but I still have not streamed on it. Sorry, guys. I don't know that I can stream and talk at the same time.
Especially a scary game. Yeah.
So, yeah, you guys can find me on YouTube at Gamer Geek Lounge.
Very cool. Very cool. Scotty.
Yes, sir. I'm on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, YouTube, Twitch, Scotty Boozy on all platforms, I believe.
Right on.
If there's another Scotty Boozy out there and it's not as it says on the screen, it's fake news.
Gotta cut it. Scotty, you gotta find him and you gotta cut his head off because there can be only one.
That's right.
Classic Highlander rules.
There you
Yes.
go.
classic
Oh
Highlander.
well, my Xbox gamer tag is only one Scotty. Actually, across the board. Across the board. Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox. There you
Heck
go.
yeah. Right on. Okay.
Just keep that sword sharp, man. You never know when you're gonna need it.
That's true. That's true. Right on. All right. So I'll catch you guys on the other side of this. I'll close this out.
All right, everybody have a
Sure.
great
See ya.
weekend. Thank you for tuning
See you
in.
guys. Have a good one.
See you guys.
Yeah. Oh, I totally forgot to change those two. Anyway, thank the panel for coming through. A lot of interesting topics. And again, the best minds on YouTube. I stand by that. Their contact information, well, I mean, not to their phone numbers and things like that. Anyway, like their YouTube's, Twitches, and their X's, they will be in the description so you can get into their content. Very awesome stuff. That's how I picked them. I looked at their stuff. I thought it was great. So I brought them into the fold as much as I could. But they're down there. Take a look at them. You won't regret it. While you're down there, you can go through the Rolodex of our stuff. I mean, it's getting bigger and bigger. Take a few weeks, go through it. Anyway, thank you to the everyone that showed up to watch. We really appreciate it. Even if you didn't comment, it's totally fine. We appreciate the view. And there would be no reason to wake up at 6:30 in the morning to frantically try to get this intro done. Be no reason for it if it weren't for you. So really appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you same time next week. Until then, keep it casual. Peace.